Well, it is the beginning of July, and last year I set out to do a little experiment, sort of. I wanted to see if my banana plants would come back this year once they died over winter if I did not protect them. So I didn't put anything over top of this area here at all. I didn't wrap anything. I just let the banana plants from last year just die, wilt over, lay on the ground, didn't do anything at all. And then I got some new plants coming up this year. So it wasn't really too harsh of a winter, but it was pretty average, I would say. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 banana plants coming up. And obviously these aren't that big for the time of season that it is already. And these aren't really going to grow very large. To really get banana trees or plants to grow larger over the summer season, especially here in Northeast Ohio, you really have to protect them. So once they grow this year, you'd have to make sure you keep the stalks or the stems alive so they continue to grow the next year. So kind of like bamboo, and when the banana plants die and they got to regrow from the root again, they're going to grow back and they're going to be smaller. When bamboo, with the top shoots, if the top growth dies, the roots will send up new shoots the next season, but they're going to be either the same size or smaller, and most of them will be smaller. It's the same thing with the banana plants. They don't grow the same way as bamboo, and they're certainly not anything like bamboo, but only in that manner. The fact that if they are not given enough time to grow, they will not get large, and we don't have a long enough growing season in this area to promote a larger growing banana plant. So the best way to actually do it, if you followed along from the other seasons, the way I've protected it different ways, the best way to do this is not any the way that is shown here on the video, but in a sense it is. So if I was to say, if I wanted to take this banana plant here, let this grow out through the season, and then before we get frost, I want to protect this. So all I really want to do, and this would work for me, but maybe not for everybody. If you have trees that drop leaves for the fall, take those leaves, put them in a trash bag. I don't do that ever because I don't need to do that around here. But put them in a trash bag, fill it up, and then you just set the trash bags around the plant, the stem that you want to save. Make sure there's no big air gaps or anything, and then don't put them all the way up against the stem. You want to take those trash bags and separate it. Give it at least 6 inches away from the stem, so you're not smothering it. And then in the gap around the stem, pack a few leaves in there. You could pile the leaves up, or you could use straw. You could pile it up all around there, but it's kind of a pain to clean all that up. It's better just to have them in bags that you can stack on top of each other. So you can take trash bags here, put another set on top of that, and just make a wraparound around the stem. You'll have to cut the leaves off. They won't really fit in there, and they're going to die anyways over the winter. And then you can cap it off on the top. It's something that has a little bit of ventilation, but I really recommend just piling leaves all the way down on top of all that too. That way the center will have some loose leaves, but it's nothing that's going to be too hard to clean up in the spring. And then you can take those trash bags and use them, dump them in the back, or dump them somewhere, use them as compost, or use them again the next year. But that would be the best way to save the banana plants. But I just wanted to show this year that these definitely did come back without any protection whatsoever. They're just not going to get very big. Not like the first year I had when I planted a plant about that size in June, and it got to be about 15 feet by the end of the season. In this case, this is way too late for this to continue growing that big. It might get maybe 5 or 6 feet tall, probably, and that's about it. But I just wanted to make this short video to update everybody here, since I didn't really have another video to post. I've been kind of slacking on videos lately for a lot of reasons I'm not going to get into, but I hope that was helpful. If anyone is trying to grow Musa Basjoo banana plants in Northeast Ohio, it shows that you really don't need to have too much protection. There is kind of a one caveat to that, is that the banana plants have been growing in this one spot for several years now, and there's a root system that has developed over the area that can have enough energy to send up new shoots, or new pups anyways, or just new plants, whatever you want to call it. But if you just plant a banana plant one year, the first year you plant it, and think you're going to get something to grow back the next year, if you just let it die and don't protect it, you may not be as lucky as this. But these might not be here forever. This is mostly an experiment, and I'm not sure if I'm going to just continue leaving them alone or change this area. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.